How's it, everybody? Welcome back to the Rocky Fern. My name is Luca and I have OI Type 4. Today's very special episode, we have another big unboxing. One big unboxing is from Ecuagenera, and then I have two smaller succulent ones that are from California. So let's get into it. Okay, so of course I'm going to start with the smaller of the three boxes that we're going to be looking at. This first one is a mystery to me. It comes from California. I'll post the seller right here. All right, so our collection just keeps growing and growing. Just an empty bag. Not sure why. Okay. I can't recall if this is going to be pokey or what, so let's be gentle. Okay, cool. They used toilet paper to do a really good job at packing it in, so it made the safe journey here. It has a sticker that says, "Thanks for supporting small business," which of course. Oh, cool. So this is the wish list one. This is, oh, very cool. Look at that. Get real close here. Can you see that? I don't know why it's not focused. How cool is that? Oh, that's pretty. That's a very nice one, its own rootstock. I forgot to tell you what this is. So this is Cactus disciformis, and this is a very cool cactus. It's globular in growth, and not globular, but it's a globe-like growth. And yeah, Thorntooasis, they always do such a good job. Very cool plant. So let's move to the next one. This is also kind of a unicorn in the succulent world. Kind of. Definitely everyone should have one in their collection. This comes, oh wow. They did such a good job packing it. That whole thing is just for this one little plant. So this is Crassula alstoni. And look how cool that is. Very compact, robust growth that's very glaucous. Has a lot of farina and hair on it. And really cool Crassula species. So there's that. And then let's really get into the heavy hitter here, which is this guy. So this is a huge shipment order from Ecuagenera. It's mostly Anthuriums. I think there's one or two philodendrons and then two oddballs in there. So let's get into it. I'm so excited. All right. So, anybody who doesn't know who Ecuagenera is a company out of Ecuador. They have a lot of pop-ups throughout the country, throughout the continent. I think even in Europe they're having some pop-ups. And then they also have shops, permanent shops in California and I think Florida. But they are having a live in their Ecuador facility. And so what Ecuagenera does is they got permits and permission from the Ecuadorian government to actually go and collect field specimens, and then they could collect a certain amount, and they have, I think, like 54 hectares of land that they do this propagation on, and then they're allowed to propagate that mother material and sell it. So it does a great job at establishing a population, a stable population in the country of origin, and then it also allows us to enjoy those plants without having to take unnecessary amounts out of the wild. So it's a great system. I highly recommend you check out Ecuagenera. They're amazing. They're awesome. Their lives are always so much fun. So yeah, and if I can get a chance to go down to Ecuador, that would be awesome. So let's get into it. it was kind of a bit of a wait, as you would expect coming from Ecuador. And I think the trip that they took was from Ecuador to Florida, and then from Florida to California, and then from California to Hawaii. The wind. Ecuagenera takes care of all the import permits. They take care of the phytosanitation certificates that you need, or phytosanitary certificates that you need to come into the United States. And then once they get cleared to go into the United States, and they go through ag, then they can actually safely make it here to Hawaii. So yeah, it's a cool process, cool system that they've set up to make it easier for us to here in the mainland and in Hawaii to get our hands on these very unique, totally charming plants out of South America. So, all right, you can see that the box is huge, and so I'm very excited. This is my very first Ecuagenera shipment and order. And it's a huge one. It's quite a few plants. I would say 12, if I remember right, but it could be even more than that. So we will keep count as we unbox. So let's do that. Okay, I'm very excited, very nervous to see how these guys have been. It's been, like I said, a long time, so about 3 weeks to put a precise number on it, that it took from the time that I ordered to the time that it got here. And I don't know if they spent the entire time, the entire 3 weeks in shipment. I doubt it. But it took about 3 weeks, which is quite fast in my opinion. So I also have a Asia, what is the company called? Yeah, Asia House. Or Aroid Asia, I'm sorry, Aroid Asia shipment, mostly Hoyas, which is going to be awesome. That's a lot more in depth, a lot more, not complicated, but there's a lot more steps to that process from ordering from Indonesia than it is from Ecuagenera. So, sorry, my camera keeps shaking. So if you want a very streamlined process, order from Ecuagenera is what I'm trying to say. Oh, man. Okay. So from the unboxings that I've seen on Ecuagenera, they always have this stiff styrofoam. Stiff styrofoam. I'm starting to smell something. Not necessarily funk, but it smells moist. And I'm already seeing this plant right here, which is, yeah, it's just making me so excited. So tell me which one of these following plants are your favorites out of the unboxing rather, and ones that you'd want to get for your own collection, and we'll go from there. So, and of course we'll do like a 3, 6 month, 9 month, 12 month update on the Ecuagenera shipment, as well as the other unboxings that I've done. So first things first, we are going to break into what's on top. So I don't see why that's a bad way to go. Okay, it's pretty big. I would think that the leaves go all the way to the top. This is one of the oddballs, so this is something I'm very excited for. But this is a Spirospermum hauti. Spirospermum hauti. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, but Spiro was, let's try that one more time. Spirospermum hauti. So, okay. Very cool. I'm nervous. My hands are shaking. This is so cool. And this will pretty much complete my Anthurium collection for the most part. You gotta leave yourself a little caveat or a little asterisk, so you can get more in the future, right? Okay. I don't want to tear any of these leaves, but oh, it's so cool. You guys, this is so cool. Now these guys have a pendant style of growth, much like a lot of Hesperia do. They kind of hang from a higher rooted anchored position and then drape down and hang. And they can get quite bushy, quite thick, and I have kind of the perfect spot. Obviously a very good candidate for a hanging basket. And I know the anticipation's killing me. I'm sure it's killing you guys. Okay, I just don't want to break the plant. Oh my gosh. Okay, so first impression. Oh, they're a lot thicker leaves than I thought they were going to be. This is so cool. Oh man. Okay. So they ship in moss, sphagnum moss, but look at that. How cool is that? Oh, this is so cool. It's like a really large Herpesia nummuliroides or pneumophilaroides. The leaves are, you know, quite nice on this. They kind of look like a little Curtisi, Hoya Curtisi. I'm like shaking. I'm so excited. Okay, so looking at the roots. Seriously, I'm jazzing out right now. Looking at the roots, I don't see too many roots, but let's get into it. And I think this is going to go into an aeroid mix, into a hanging style basket, and of course it's just going to drape down. I do have an upside down hanging method that I use for the Persia, which seems to be working really well. I don't think I'm going to use that for these guys though. But oh, there's a ton of roots in here. And the sphagnum moss is damp. It's not moist, so it's in my opinion, it made its way through the shipment quite well. Golly, guys, I'm so excited I can't even talk. Okay, so that's that guy. And I'm going to put the name badge in there. So we have one plant. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay, and I lost a couple leaves just then. It does feel a little less turbid than an ideal plant would be, but of course it just spent time shipping from Ecuador to here, so I imagine it's going to be a little thirsty, but we will fix that momentarily. Okay, plant number 2. Oh, this is so cool. So I had this Anthurium already, and it didn't take too well with the shipping, and it just never recovered. So this is an Anthurium rugulosum. I know there's quite a few different morphs or subspecies. I'm not sure how they classify the different varieties that they have, but this is just the regular one. I really like the rugulosum. That's also known as the pigskin Anthurium. And I can't wait for this. Has a very cool texture, very thick and bumpy, as if you were filling a pig. It's going to be kind of a weird analogy that has goosebumps or something. So yeah, this is so cool. Okay. Packing job, I'm very impressed with the packing job. I don't think anything's smashed here. There is some yellow leaves coming out here, but that's to be expected, I would imagine, as that yellow leaf is the oldest leaf, it looks like. Oh my gosh. Look how big this plant is too. Wow. This doesn't look like rugulosum to me. Let me show you the leaves on this guy, and you guys can tell me what you think. I don't think that's rugulosum. I don't think I got the plant I wanted. Especially rugulosum has more of a round leaf. This has some high lobes, a deep sinus, a pretty wide sinus. So I don't think this is Anthurium rugulosum. I will keep the ID with the plant, but I think maybe the ID was put on the wrong plant. Still really pretty Anthurium, and I think I did order an Anthurium that looks very similar to this. Looking at the roots, great looking roots. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that with the reflection. Yeah, maybe not, but a lot of big thick roots in here. Actually, there's a root tip that looks prime and perfect. The main stem itself is quite firm. I think it did a great job. So this is an Anthurium. I don't think it's rugulosum. Are we looking at any pests here? I don't see any pests. I do see a lot of white residue, which to me looks like sulfur treatment. And maybe they do that as a prophylactic when they ship. I'm not sure. And it may not be even a treatment. It may not be a sulfur treatment or any treatment. Okay, so that's plant number 2. Plant number 3 is right here. This is one of the only philodendrons that I ordered, and it is Philodendron Patriciae. I have Charoniae, and Patriciae is an awesome looking philodendron. I know philodendrons don't ship as well as Anthuriums do, and so I'm a little nervous about the condition of the philodendrons, which might be why they wrapped it in plastic as well as the paper to help ensure a better transit. I don't know. But Philodendron Patriciae, and they're pretty big. I mean, you see how big the box is? I mean, like I said, I'm 6 feet tall and, you know, got a 6 foot wingspan. And so this box is probably more like 4 feet. 3.5 feet. It just keeps getting smaller and smaller, doesn't it? Okay, anyway, let's get into it. So everything's beautifully taped, beautifully packaged. I think they did an amazing job. I'm gonna take this plastic off here. Oh, that's gonna be a cool one. Okay, don't jump ahead. Easy. All right. Okay. I was worried that this shipment wasn't going to get here before I took off for my trip. And that trip is like in 3 days, so it made it just in time. Otherwise, a friend of mine would have to open them. Oh, this looks really good. It looks really good. I'm blown away by the quality of the plants, the size of the plants. Yeah, I think Ecuagenera kind of knocked it out of the park, with the exception of the rugulosum, which might have been a simple mistake. The amount of plants they ship out, I can only imagine, and I'm sure mistakes happen, as any person who's a human would do. If that makes any sense, but oh my gosh, you guys, what the fripp? That's a real word, by the way, fripp. Look how cool this philodendron is. Look at the size of this leaf against my enormous frame. That is so cool. I can't wait for my boys to see these plants. That is so cool. So Philodendron Patriciae, and that one is definitely Patriciae, at least to my eye. And that ID will go with this plant. If I can get it in there without hurting anything. Roots look great. Moss looks great. I mean, it's not moist, it's damp, and I think that's a better way of doing it. I think they nailed the humidity of the root ball perfectly so far. But Patriciae, I mean, that is so cool. Okay. Wow, that's freaking awesome. I'm blown away. Okay. This next one has been a dream plant of mine for a long time. I'm just very happy that I was able to get it. Let's get into it. Okay. So, should I tell you what it is now, or should we wait? Let's break this one open first and take a look at it. Now, what's interesting is this paper is waxed. It's got a coating on it. Huh, they have their tricks of their trade, don't they? And I'm sure they're doing it for a reason. I'm sure it helps with transition or shipping. They know what they're doing, man. They definitely do. Okay, tell me if you guys can guess what this plant is. Oh my gosh, I'm touching it. That is so cool. Check that out. That is so cool. Okay, it looks like Climacioides. It's not. It looks like a really funky rugosum. It's not. It is Anthurium corrugatum, and it's definitely corrugated in its texture. Same thing with the roots. Beautiful, thick roots. Anthuriums do have big roots and they ship much better than philodendrons do. Ah, this is so cool. The back is hairy and it's hairy. I can't even think right now. And corrugated, it has a waxy feel to it. Stiff leaves, there's definitely some turbidity, good amount of moisture in the plant. Looks like they had a bigger leaf here and they cut it or it broke off, I'm not sure. But this is the newest leaf and look at the size of that. I mean, it's pretty darn big. So I'm blown away by this plant. That is so cool. So Anthurium corrugatum. Love it. You guys, I'm like on cloud 9 right now. Ah, that is so cool. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so what is that? Plant number 4. Okay, so now we're going to open up another philodendron. Packaged just like the other philodendron, where it's in that kind of brown paper bag, and then wrapped in this plastic bag. I have 2 of these, 2 plants already that are called the same thing, but this is a unique morph, if you will. I come from a reptile and exotic animal background, so we call, morphs, subspecies, and I think this is just a cultivar when you're talking about plants now. Ah, this is so cool. How big are these? Oh, wow! That's so cool. You guys, this is awesome. Okay, so even though these leaves look haggard, they do look pretty beat up. I cannot wait for these things to start shooting off new growth. So, if you hadn't guessed already, it has a red background, fuzzy petiole. It's supposed to have a neon or a really velvety green sheen front side, the adaxal side of the leaf. This is Philodendron verrucosum Amazon Sunset. So I have 2 regular verrucosums. This is the Amazon Sunset. So this leaf obviously was damaged maybe. Oh, it's right here. It was damaged, fell off. No big deal, that happens. But the main part of the plant, which is the root ball, looks good. Like I said earlier, philodendrons don't travel as well as anthuriums do. And I would expect a lot of the, even this caterpillar is very slimy, would look like this. Doesn't stink though, which is a good thing, because their leaves tend to show, they're dramatic, I'll say this. Whereas the main stem and the root ball, as long as that's happy, the plant will make a comeback. Yeah, Philodendron verrucosum Amazon Sunset. I was going to put that in the rubbish. So that's plant number 5. You like how I, dumb it down for myself? Plant number 5. Okay, let me put this tag right here. Okay, I can't ignore this guy, but I think I'm going to wait till the end for this one because that's been a unicorn dream plant of mine as well. Okay, so let's do this guy right here. He's on top. All right, so this is another Anthurium packaged similarly, although it has a wax-covered paper top and a normal non-wax paper bottom. I think anyone that does that it knows what they're doing. They're doing it for a specific reason, would be my guess. Especially with someone who has the experience that Ecuagenera does. Ah, man, I am like having like an adrenaline dump or something. This is so cool. I get the same way when I see pigs when I'm hunting, and when I see octopus when I'm hunting, I just lose my mind. And so here we are, losing my mind. My dive buddy Brian can appreciate that sentiment about me losing my mind. My other dive buddy and hunting buddy Mike has also seen me lose my mind. I mean, I just go off. I just get excited. Can you blame me? I don't think so. I wouldn't blame me. Don't blame me. Okay, so this is, did I take it off? This is a very cool belt or pendant Anthurium. Let me show it to you guys and you guys can take a guess first. If you guess correctly on any of these plants, it'd be cool if you left a comment saying nailed it and then which plant you nailed. So that'd be kind of cool. So this is an anthurium. Like I said, it's a pendant leaf anthurium. Try to get it up close. It has a very high sheen, pretty thin. The veins, like all anthuriums, run parallel to the edge, but you can actually see the veins on the back, and then there's one big midrib. The petioles are round. If you have a guess of what this is, tell me what you think. This is Anthurium Friedrich Stephali. Friedrich Stephali. Come on, man. Help me out with these words. Come on, man. So it's an Anthurium Friedrich Stephali. Okay? Plant number 6, I believe. I'll have a correction on the screen if I'm incorrect. But a very cool Anthurium. I really like my pendant Anthuriums, my belt Anthuriums. I think they're so cool. And the way they grow, the way they look like they granted grow like a bird's nest fern, bird's nest Anthurium, but then of course they droop down and they can have very dramatic, huge leaves. Okay, so where are we? I'm going to say 6. All right. Here's the next oddball here. This is the only other oddball that came in. This is a fern relative, I believe. And this is one of the hardier of the genus. So this species is the Ceratostemma, the rauchi. And some of them can be actually, they need montane conditions, pretty high humidity. These guys can actually tolerate higher temperatures, lower humidity, and I think, you know, the conditions I have would be perfect for that. This is also a pendant hanging basket perfect plant. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, it reminds me of Herpersia. Like all these are just like super enlarged Herpersias. If you're familiar with Herpersias, which seem to be a little bit more common, you'll kind of get what I'm talking about. Oh, wow. And the flowers on these are so cool. So maybe they're not fern relatives because they do flower. And of course, ferns don't flower. Come on now. Okay. All right, so roots look good. Roots look really good. You can kind of see the kink it had. It was obviously growing in a pot and then grew down. Oh, wow. Filling this, it's like filling a very flat leaf linearis, a Hoya linearis. Oh, the new growth is incredibly soft. This is so cool. Plant number 7. And they send some monsters. I can't even show it in frame if I let it hang. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Holy crap. Oh. I love it. I love all these plants already. Oh my gosh. Okay. Relax. I'm not going to relax. Let's put this inside this pot. Okay. Here's the next question I have for you as I try to collect myself. Do you get the same way I'm getting now when you get a big shipment like this? Like if you were to get an Ecuagenera shipment of this caliber, would you be as excited as I am? More excited? Am I weird? Of course I'm weird, which I'm cool with, but yeah, I don't know, man. This is so cool. Okay, let's do this next one right here. This is a very cool Anthurium. I think a lot of people have this Anthurium in their collection. It gets really dark, big, velvety leaves. Nice sinus on them. It's very cool. I don't know if this has been named yet. That might be a hint. It is a Anthurium that I think is in need of a proper name. But as of right now in the hobby, it is just called something. Okay. I just kind of want to give you guys a chance to guess what it is. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's the original leaf that came with. This is its newest leaf. It has a definitely velvety touch. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Look at this thing. Holy cow. Wow. That is so cool. All right, let's just get into it. This is Anthurium Bessie AF. So it has the look, the affinity toward Bessiae, which is why I was saying it doesn't have a proper taxonomic designation yet. But oh my gosh, look at that. It's the size of my head. I have a huge head, by the way. Enormous. That's not me bragging. That's me secretly screaming for help. I need helmets. I need neck support. I have a huge head. And this thing is the size of my head. It's huge. So, plant number 7, I hope. Maybe 8. Wow, that's so cool. Okay. Oh, this next one. Holy crap. It just keeps getting so cool to see the next plant and then the next plant. Okay, so this is an Anthurium, but look how they wrapped it. Maybe it'll give you an indication of what it is, maybe not. There's obviously a ton of different plants it could be, but it's kept in the, it was wrapped in the normal paper and then wrapped in plastic. And this, so far, this is the only package that I've seen condensation. And it's the only package that you can see moisture coming through the paper. So, let's just get into it. Again, I'm going to show the leaf. Hopefully you guys can't see the label. I doubt it. But, yeah, it's cool. I'm like flush right now. My face is hot. This is how excited I am. And that door keeps opening and shutting. And that's what you're hearing in the background. The low-key poltergeist. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. All right, let's, now, supposedly, Ecuagenera hasn't sent out any misnomers. Like, sometimes you'll buy a certain plant from a very reputable seller and then it ends up not being that plant. As far as I know, Ecuagenera hasn't done that as a whole. I mean, I'm sure one-offs happen, mistakes happen, but as a whole. So the reason I bring that up is because it pertains to this plant. Oh my gosh. And this plant, this Anthurium can get huge, huge. Okay, let me just calm down here. Can you see what that is? Very cool sheen to it. Let me show you the lobes. They overlap. So the sinus is very tight. The lobes are overlapping. As you can see, there's my finger disappearing. Any ideas what that is? You get it? Nailed it, all right? Tell me what it is in the comments. This is an Anthurium metallicum. What? A metallicum, guys? What? Oh my gosh, yes. That's so cool. Plant number 8. Maybe 9. Metallicum. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We still have quite a few more plants to go. Okay. And they shipped it, you know, the box is huge, but they did they packaged it beautifully. It was perfectly spaced in my opinion. Okay. Here we go. This is a cool one. This is another Anthurium. And it's wrapped in that paper that's not waxed. At least I don't think so. Maybe it is waxed, this one actually. Okay, careful. Oh, that's cool. Okay. This is a bird nest type of Anthurium. Tell me if you can guess what it is. So there's that. I love corrugated like leaves. It's a very stiff leaf like a lot of bird nest Anthuriums are. Most bird nest Anthuriums are epiphytic. They can do quite well on water or reduction of water. They're just, you know, they've evolved to do it. Let me see if I can help you get an idea. So it has kind of a flattened petiole that's kind of, you know, maybe like a spade shape, you know, a flat bottom that kind of rounds up to like a tooth in profile. This is Anthurium reflexnervium. So Anthurium reflexnervium. Look at the color on that. Oh my gosh. My love. My love. Oh, this is so cool. One more time. Okay. Plant number 9, I believe. Let's just get a total count of how many plants I have real quick. Oh, 13. In my haste, I'm just getting too excited. So if that's 13, then that is plant number 10. Number 10. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so this guy, oh man, this is my wish list plant, top of the wish list plant, even more so than, I have 2 other Anthuriums in my collection right now that are seedlings, so they're kind of small, but I feel like the seedlings that I have kind of are the top of everyone's list for pendant strap leaf Anthuriums. This is my number 1 wish list plant in that category. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring it up to the screen. You guys can tell me your guesses, and then I'll let you know what it is. This will be my very first time seeing this Anthurium in person. I always wanted to. I never have. And I get glimpses to the little holes that are in the paper. It's so cool. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Is it hot in here? It's hot. I feel like I'm talking to the hot one in school because she's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay. Again, if you're not a plant person, this video I'm sure makes no sense. But if you are a plant person, you might just be getting the same feelings I'm getting. They're all warm and tingly in my belly. Okay. Let me show you what this is. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Any guesses on what this beautiful plant is that looks amazing? Very green petioles, very green main stem. It's all green, but it works. It's not boring in the least. This new leaf hasn't even hardened yet. Look, oh my gosh, I love you. Yes, yes. This is Anthurium lutheri, or lutheri. Yes. I mean, that is so cool. Oh, can you imagine this mature on a moss pole with just these gorgeous freaking leaves? Plant number 11, a winner. A winner. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. I could just stare at this plant all day. How cool is that? And I'm leaving in a few days, so I can't wait to come back and see absolute perfection. That's what we are going for. No deaths while I'm gone. Please. Okay, saving this one last. This is plant number 12. This is a cool one. Okay, so this is what caused me to order this shipment. They had that very cool live, and they had amazing prices. That's another thing about Ecuagenera, is their pricing standard is already pretty competitive in my opinion. A lot of these Anthuriums, even with shipping and all that coming from Ecuador, are cheaper than you can get here domestically. And the plant quality, as far as I can tell, is stupendous. It's amazing. I'm realizing right now that I don't have one of the plants that I had on my list. Maybe they didn't have it available. That could have been it. But that just gives me a chance to order it in the future. Anyway, so they had this live. They had amazing pricing. I mean, like the Lutheri, they were going for like $45 or something like that. I think that's what I paid for that guy. I don't recall. But here Lutheri going for quite a bit more than that. Along with the Metallicum. The Metallicum was a great deal. The Bessiaea, all of them. It is crazy. So it got me thinking, if I'm going to bid on this in-house hybrid, I might as well make a legit order out of it. And so that's what I did. I went through my wish list and I ordered every wish list I could from them. The one plant that they didn't have, which I was surprised, is an Anthurium papillolaminum, which I ended up having to order domestically, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, long story short, I ended up having the winning bid on this plant, and so that caused me to get the magic that you just saw unfold. So this is an Anthurium. I believe it's an in-house hybrid. Now, one thing to note about the name of this plant is it is named after the area that their Ecuagenera farm is located, which is in the Amazon basin in a place called Pangui. And so this is an in-house hybrid, I believe. And it might not be. It might be just a species named after this area. But, wow. Look how freaking dark these leaves are. That's so dark. It has papillolaminum vibes. And for some reason, I'm able to say papillolaminum, no issue. Whereas when I did the unboxing video, I just had a stroke and smelled burnt toast. I don't know. But anyway, papillolaminum. Papillolaminum. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Yeah. This is so cool. So this is Anthurium panguinite, or panguinite. So I definitely think it's an in-house hybrid, and I gotta tell you, Ecuagenera, I mean, wow, this thing is, look how dark those leaves are. It definitely has it doesn't have a velvety look. It definitely has a, gosh, words are escaping me because I'm in love with this order. Oh my gosh. Has a suede texture to it. Not quite velvet, suede, all right? Neon green venation. Yeah, this thing is blowing my mind. The more I look at it, it is... What? That is so cool. So it has round petioles. So I don't know what the parentage is necessarily, but that's the front of the leaf. The back of the leaf is kind of a lighter green. It has, you know, kind of a rosy purple crown to it, like a lot of Anthuriums do. I don't see any brand new leaves out of this. I'm curious to see if they come out red or purple or mind-melting colors. But if they don't, it's still a winner. Wow. 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 Okay, plant number 12. Anthurium panguinite. Oh man, that is so cool. I'm feeling pretty zenned out right now. Like I have had my high, I crashed, and now I'm just Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Last plant. Top this epic unboxing off is this guy. It's the only plant that was packaged in this cup, which makes me think it's a little higher, you know, a little higher maintenance. But, oh man, this plant has such a lure to it, such reverence behind it. I mean, it's, oh man, that is cool. I don't even know what to say. I'll open it up and then give you guys an idea what it is. And then, yeah. This will be going into a prop box. It's one of the only anthuriums out of this shipment that's going into a prop box. Yeah. Lee. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's definitely like the corrugatum. That Anthurium corrugatum is very cool. Very, very cool. Oh my gosh, get over here. Okay. Does your stomach hurt? My stomach hurts. No. No, it doesn't. Just excited. Okay. Oh, wow. So this plant does look exactly like the Anthurium climicioides, which I do have, and it is a very humidity-loving plant, requiring, you could even say that it requires high humidity. Man, I got the trusty Leatherman out. For those of you who don't know me, I am a leather dude carrier every day. This thing is a necessity. Gerber's fine. It won't, you're not going to find it in my house. But anyway, as I talk up Leatherman, okay, that's just a heavy duty zip tie is what that is. Okay. All right. Let's just bring this bad boy out. Let me just show you what we're working with. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh wow, look at that. Okay, let me get in the light. Look at that. Okay, so really there's three guesses. You have Anthurium climicioides, which it's not. Anthurium corrugatum, which it's not. And Anthurium splendidum. And I have to look at the tag because I tend to have so many names in my head. I might say splendidum, splendibum, splendens. No, this is Anthurium splendidum. And the leaves look amazing. I mean, it made the transition, sorry, it made the shipment time, what is the word I'm thinking of? Oh, it has a broken main root. That's okay. The other roots look great. It made it here great. So, number 13, Anthurium splendidum. Amazing. Wow. That's so cool. I'm just flabbergasted. Gobsmacked. Or some other synonyms I could use. Excited. Floored. That's it.